Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jody from Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures. Today, we're going to show you guys our new Rugged Radios G1 Adventure Series GMRS radio. So stay tuned. Alright, so first off, we're going to start by opening the box here. We already opened it up, just full disclosure. We ordered a couple other accessories with it, so we'll go over all the stuff that we ordered for this. So just a little backstory. We previously had installed a Midlands 575 MXT, MXT 575. So story behind that. We installed it once about a year and a half ago when they first released it. Had previous good luck with that brand. Never had any issues with their 275 model, which is almost the same thing, just lower power. But about 3 or 4 months into it, for whatever reason, it briefly started working intermittently. And then shortly after that, like within a couple of days, it just quit working whatsoever. And we double-checked the lines, we double-checked the fuse, made sure everything was all copacetic and correct. And for whatever reason, it still would not power on. So we reached out to Midland, about a warranty claim. Had to kind of keep hounding on because they never would respond. Finally got a hold of somebody through Facebook DMing them, and so they sent out a new MXT 575. There again, we put it in, installed it, fresh install, just like the other one, wired it directly to the battery, just like the first one. Worked for several months, and this past year when we were at Supercell, Wisconsin, when we were doing the cruise led by the Chicagoland Broncos, we noticed that the radio, which was kind of working a little iffy. And then the next day I drove to Colorado. About halfway to Colorado from Chicago, it started turning itself off. And, I had to basically unplug the mic, plug it back in to get it come back on. So I'm not sure what the issue is, if it's an overheating issue or what. But anyway, by the time we got to Colorado, it had quit working altogether. So we reached out to Midlands again to try to get a replacement. They have still yet to respond. This has been a few weeks ago. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but it's been a year and a half since the initial purchase, but it's been less than a year than the warranty replacement. So I was hoping to hear from them to see if they couldn't honor that warranty, because they haven't given me a radio that's lasted a year yet. As far as the 575, the 275, we had it many years, and the 4Runner and the walkie-talkies that we have, they work fine. For whatever reason, we just don't have any luck with that one. So we decided to go a different route. So we did some research, we looked into some radio brands that were out there. The one that we stumbled upon that we thought would be a good fit is the Rugged Radios G1 Adventure Series. And this is their premium mobile radio on their website. It is waterproof, which doesn't really matter to us because we don't plan on taking the Bronco that deep in the water to where it'll be that high in the crab. But if we did get stalled in the deep water, hey, it might come in handy. So it's the G1 Adventure Series. It's about 41 watts, so it's not quite as powerful as the radio it's replacing, but it should be plenty powerful enough to do what we need done. For example, the 275 model we had before the 575, I think it's only 15 watts. So this is closer to the 575 than it is the 275. So we figured give it a try. So we'll open up the box here. And I already opened the box before, obviously, just to check, make sure everything is there. A couple things that was in the box I already pulled out. Of course, warranty card, and they give you a sheet here that's got a lot of stickers on it. So that's pretty cool. A little advertising in the back of them. But all these are stickers. So we really appreciate that. And then here's just kind of like a quick reference guide of what buttons what on the radio. And on the back, it just gives you some compliance and safety and liability stuff. But this kind of gives you a description of which button. It shows you the numbers up here. So it's a good key, especially if you're not familiar with the radio. So it'll give you a chance to look at that. I did go ahead and pull out the mounting bracket just because I couldn't close the box with it back in there because I moved everything around. It does come with its own mounting bracket, but I don't know if we'll be using it, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. So we'll open this up, get the box open here. So first things first, here's a microphone. Now, unlike the previous brand microphones, it doesn't have an LED display and stuff on it, but it has all the functionality here as far as like adjusting the channel. I'm not sure about the volume. We'll have to get in there and play with it just to kind of see how it does. It's got up and down buttons. I'm not sure if that's the channel or if that's just the volume or maybe both. So we'll have to get in there and play with that. Also comes here with a power cord. It's got 2 fuses just like the other brand did. This is a different type of connecting mount. It's supposed to be waterproof. There again, if you do happen to find yourself stalled in water, it'll come in handy. A few accessory wires. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is like if you want to mount like an external speaker. So it's pretty cool that they send this to you. I didn't have to buy it extra. But anyway, it's the wire that comes with it. They also sent this other wire. To be honest with you, I don't know what I would use this for, but it's good to have it. You never know. As you get more familiar with this stuff, you never know whenever you're going to use it. That's some set of screws for the mounting plate. Like I said, we probably won't use that. And here's I know I'm not going to pronounce this right, but it's Scotch. So if you remember in our initial install of the 275, we bought one of these and changed out the back end of their mic to add a magnetic piece of metal so we could use this. So I'll probably put this on the Expedition Essentials dash kit that I have. We'll probably adhere it to that. That way, just slap the mic on, and you'll see why whenever we show you where we're going to mount this at. So that's that. And of course, the most important thing is the radio itself. Now this is too. I like the blue. It's kind of a real good tone. As far as color, you can see an external fan right here. That's pretty neat. Didn't see that before in the other two. But it's got its own fuse right here for the positive where you plug it into the radio. Then you have several ports back here. You have stuff for external mics. You know, I don't know. I'm not a big radio guy. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. This is mainly just to use when I'm off-roading and overlanding. So most of the stuff I'll probably never utilize, but some of you out there that may, you know, you could probably look some of this stuff up to see what it is. I'll put a link to their website below. I did, full disclosure, sent a request to them to become an affiliate, but they've not responded, so that may or may not happen. The screws on the side here are already in, so whenever you go to mount this, especially if you use this bracket, or anything that uses the sides, you will have to unscrew these out. They just already have them put in, I guess, probably for sake of space. You know, you got your buttons, you got some presets here, lock button, settings button, A, B button, you know, your hook for your microphone mounts right here. And this is, I think, a volume button, and I'm not sure, I think this is probably a channel button. And there's an LED light right here that shows you that the power's on. So this will look pretty cool, I think, in the Bronco. It'll blend right in, I think, with the interior. So, you know, kind of said something earlier about we got some extra stuff that, you know, beyond just that gen box. Because I already have an antenna, and I already have a couple other things I didn't need to buy. They have bundled packages too, where it comes with an antenna and other items. You know, the cord, the coaxial cable, and all that stuff. We didn't need all that because we're just going to reuse the stuff that was on the previous radio. So we just ordered the radio itself. But in addition, I did get this little, if you use the ghost antennas or those little stubby antennas. So a friend of mine recently, he lives out in the suburbs too, ironically. His got stolen somehow. So you can take that antenna off when you're not using it, just screw it off, and then you can put this little cap on it. Keeps the water and stuff getting there from corroding it, but also, you know, keeps your antenna from getting stolen and having to buy a new one, because those are about $100. They aren't cheap. I did buy this bracket here. That's specifically for the Ford Bronco, new Ford Broncos. Rug, it also has a kit. It uses the, I want to say lower trim radio with it if you buy the entire kit for the Bronco. But basically what this is, it comes with two side brackets that would mount on either side. It comes with this bracket here that on the passenger side, the grab handle on the center console, this goes in there. Now, whether we use this or not remains to be seen, simply because we have the Mountains to Metal MOLLE panel there. So my thoughts are that these two side brackets that you have here, there's two of them in there because they're not attached. They're not a singular attached one like this one. I guess you could probably use this if you got creative enough. But these two mount on each side and you can kind of adjust them. I'm going to look at it and see if I can't use these two brackets with this radio on that Mountains to Metal MOLLE panel. Probably in a similar position. If it's not easily doable, I might see if this will either go on top of the Mountains to Metal panel, you know, on top of it, or, you know, I don't want to get rid of the Mountains to Metal panel because I really like it. So I'll try to use it either with it or just with that. Either way, we'll get it done. We just don't know exactly how we're going to do it just yet. And also here too, of course, is, as always, your hardware. You know, bolts, spacers, a couple nuts, everything else. So anyway, at this point, you know, we went through everything that was in the box. Now we're going to go out and we're going to put it on, and we'll show you how we do that. So stay tuned. So give you a little bird's eye view. We did use the bracket that come with it to mount it. We did buy the Bronco specific bracket, which usually comes in the kit with one of their other radios. But we decided to use the one that came with it so we could continue to have our MOLLE panel from Mountains to Metal. So, you know, we just wanted to keep that on there because that way if we do want to put something on here in the future, we'll have the ability to do that. But otherwise, you know, we're just going to keep it like that. So, but the other panel, you know, it has a plate like this does, but it has the thing that comes up and helps you mount it on that. So anyway, it does slightly bump that a little bit. So if you're opening this thing a lot, which I usually don't unless I'm getting pulled over, which is hardly ever, you may rub that some a little raw on there. That's about the only thing. I may end up trying to move it later. Maybe put it like here, to where it's facing more directly upwards. But we'll see. You know, but for now, I got it on here like I like it, and we're going to keep it like it is. And you know, for the time being. But like I said, we run the wires. You know, the wires were already run from the previous radio, so I didn't have to do that again. So that's why I'm not filming that. But we ran them across the console and back up here. The red wires do show a little bit, unfortunately. There's not much you can do about that. But we might try to see if we can mask it a little bit. But for right now, it is there and you can see it. All right, so whenever we decide to put the mic on, where we're going to mount the mic at. So I already cleaned this spot off. So I had a little mount there that you put the clip on for the other mic. But, you know, I'm thinking that, because I'm sitting in the driver's seat now, that would be a pretty good spot. You know, it doesn't obscure the screen when it's up there. And like I said, this is magnetic, so you could easily pull it off if it's in the way or if you passenger wants to move it for whatever reason. But I think that's a good spot. So we'll try to put this scotch magnet thing. We'll try to center it between the two holes. Like I said, I've already wiped it off. You know, got it good and clean. We'll do that and we should be ready to go. All right, so we put the scotch magnet mount thing on. As you can see, got it pretty dialed in. So you just put the mic right there. All right, well, the install is complete. The radio's down here and on. You know, from my line of sight, I will say the only downside is this thing is mostly in the way. But, you know, given the fact that I can adjust my channels up here on the mic, it's not a big deal. The only thing is I can't see what channel I'm on. So I do have 2 presets. I kind of wish there was more. And you can hit the presets up here on the mic too. So you get preset 1, preset 2. So I have 18 high and 22 high as my 2 presets, because when I'm out rolling with my friends, that's typically what we run on, is either 18 or 22 or 20. And if it's 20, I can always go down or up a little bit by hitting these buttons. You know, so that's just kind of how it is. I did set up the backlight. I went through, they had orange, green, and gray. That's what this color looks more blue to me. You probably can't see it in the camera because of the way the iPhone camera is. But anyway, so it's the same size pretty much as the MXT 575. So we'll just see how this thing goes, how it does, and how it performs. Stay tuned. I always check out the description in the comments. Sometimes I'll provide updates after I've used something for a while. So if you don't come back and check it out, you might miss that. You know, because a lot of times I get asked, you know, how does it do, how you like it so much. You know, when you just put it in, it's kind of hard to say, you know, because you have that initial thought, but you never know what's going to happen down the road. So feel free to check back in with me, or if you want to, message me on Instagram. And you can also ask me there, you know, a couple months down the road, see how if I still like it. Hope you guys like. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Got more stuff to come as always. And also, if you want to hit that alert button, make sure you don't miss anything coming out in the future. You can do that as well. That way you don't miss any videos. So anyway, peace out.